So obviously right off the bat, I know everybody's looking at the PB discrepancy and saying, okay, how can this Yoyofruits guy possibly take a win off of the legendary gamer heytherecool, expert SMO gamer? Clearly you have been watching very many Yoyofruits streams. Definitely a solid competitor. Take a match off of anybody. And anything can happen in a speedrun race, as is the saying. We'll have to see how things develop. It's not ended for you. That's impossible. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Whatever, I'll figure it out soon. Don't you worry. Both players using the stats plugin, that is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Our fantastic stats plugin made by MiniBeast. Shouts to MiniBeast. That team is just absolutely popping off for SMO. Players here rolling through Cap Kingdom. No major mess ups so far. You love to see it. Not much you can really do in the beginning of Cap Kingdom besides just jump dive into a railing and die, which is quite catastrophic but pretty rare. Yo, taking a nice little freeze here as we are attempting left side. Just giving a little bit of suspense. Don't want to give away everything too early. Very important. Kind of keep the gamers guessing. We'll get the feed coming back for our friend Yoyofruits here shortly as we see, hey, they're heading into Cascade Kingdom. Oh. Okay. Yoyofruits says, teleported into the future, even ahead of heytherecool. That is pretty impressive. That is some fast internet. Either way, we got the players synced up again here. No stress, no worries. Chat absolutely appalled that heytherecool's Cap Kingdom was not literally BTT. You hate to see it. Oh, and a pretty serious bonk there from heytherecool. Going to be bringing the lead pretty close. Not quite giving up the lead there, but definitely making it a lot closer. Didn't quite see what happened to Yoyofruits at the end of Cap Kingdom there. Perhaps a miss on the left side, if I had to guess. Daily 8 PM alarm that I haven't unset for the last 3 weeks, but get mad at every day. Very good, right on time. You always want to have an unnecessary alarm at a time where you really get frustrated when it goes off. It's key. Alright, I have managed to start a prediction here. So, if you want to bet on the fastest Mario, you are a gambling addict. Be sure to use your incredibly useful GSA bucks. I believe they are the fastest growing form of cryptocurrency on the planet. GSA channel points. but I do encourage you to wager. Lots of gamers voting for Yoyofruits right off the bat. A lot of Yoyofruits believers. I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, I could refund it and make their names haha funny if you want. I do have the power to do that. Not sure if it'd be the morally correct thing to do, but either way, both players here are going to be rolling into Sand Kingdom shortly. Of course, Cappy first has to teach us the controls, because after 10,000 resets, players might not know the controls quite yet. I want to definitely just give that little crash course, maybe just offer it up, you know? Maybe you'll learn a thing or two. Yes, that is a bet for the whole race. Oh my goodness. Hey, they're cool having an absolute meltdown here, collecting this bird, just bonking on cacti. Unable to quite make it up there, capturing the wire. And that's just a rough way to start Sand Kingdom. I mean, Hey They're Cool is always going to be Reese's Puff Man on our hearts. There's no stopping that. Oh my goodness, and hey there. Not having a good start here in Sand Kingdom. Showing quite a bit of frustration. Lots on the line here. This is the playoffs, which is single elimination. There's no more collecting points and wins. All about individual victories. The webcam turning off as well. It's how you know. How you know it's a frustrating run. When the webcam turns off. I don't blame him. There's a lot on the line. Webcam can definitely affect your mental a little bit, and just removing that possible avenue of mental stress during a race definitely important. Definitely something you wanna focus on. So we can confirm for a fact now that Hey They're Cool is the Reese's Puffs man. I think that is the most important thing to come out of this exchange. Something definitely worth touching on. Dude, I would be so happy if Hey They're Cool got sponsored by Reese's Puffs. That'd be so freaking legendary. That would be like one of the most legendary things in speedrunning. The only thing comparable in terms of legendary sponsors would be like Simply getting finally sponsored by Taco Bell, which is kind of disgusting that Simply hasn't gotten sponsored by Taco Bell yet, because he's so big now, and I've seen Twitch streamers get sponsored by Taco Bell. I'm not sure if there's a counter anywhere online of how many times Simply has shilled for a Taco Bell sponsorship on his own stream in GSA, but it's got to be in the hundreds. Got to be in the hundreds. I mean, realistically, now he doesn't really need it. I mean, probably makes quite a bit of money off the stream and he has other sponsors, but Taco Bell would be a legendary sponsor, let's be real. But as I was saying before, anything is possible in a 1v1 race scenario like this. You got one attempt, that's it, and Yoyofruits is pulling out of Sand Kingdom ahead, which is not what you would expect looking at the PBs whatsoever. A little over a minute in PB difference, and when you get down to the sub-hour mark, a minute of PB difference is so much more than when it's, you know, the 105, 106 range. Minute PB difference is almost nothing. That's like, you can literally PB by a minute at any point at those skill levels quite often. But once you get down to these levels, I mean, Yoyofruits, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Yoyofruits PB on Twitter of like 30 seconds or so. That'd be pretty huge, but seeing something like that from Hey There at this point would be a little bit remarkable. One up throw notes. Oh, Lord. Chat is going primal right now. Alright. Be nice, chat. I think Yoyofruits is memeing on himself. I hope so. I haven't seen much chat support for racers in recent times. I'm not sure what happened. We used to have the copy pastas coming in daily. We used to have lots of chats cheering going on. People just want to vote with their channel points now, I guess, but I can't overstate the importance of showing support for racers in the stream chat. When you're a racer and you have a bad race and you look in the stream chat and people are, you know, popping off for you regardless, that's always a good feeling. I just want to encourage that. You see both players gearing up for late clip here. We'll see how that goes. Can definitely turn the tides of battle as Yoyofruits gets a clip second cap throw, which isn't too bad. Hey, they're cool. Doing the same thing. Pretty much identical late clips from both players, so no real lead shifts here so far in Lake, and wouldn't expect it anywhere else in Lake. So we should probably see things basically level out here for the rest of Lake Kingdom. Very few things that you can do. Maybe, you know, bonk on a wall underground or something like that, but that's pretty unlikely. Or underwater, rather. Hate this. Oh, man. Sounds like a rejected Hey There alt name. Hate this. Hey, this cool. Right up there with Hey There Warm. Players making their rounds in the underwater section here. Gonna be grabbing a moon from this lady in this room. She's just kind of chilling there for no particular reason. Like a pretty uncomfortable dwelling, but to each their own, I suppose. If you're a fish lady, you probably don't really need a bed. I don't know, I mean, there's no water there. It's like bad interior design. I do want to mention one thing which we don't shill quite enough, partially due to the fact that I get so far behind on uploads, but if you ever miss a match and you want to go back and watch something, or you know, just catch a VOD that you might not have been able to catch during the week, maybe a hype matchup people are talking about, you can always go head over to our YouTube and check that out. I still can't type in Twitch chat, but !YouTube will bring that up. There's also a link underneath the channel. Yeah, they're cool. Just about a moon cutscene and change behind here as we head into the shop. Thank you, Matsu. Players going for that standard tree route, no doubt. Same movement from Yoyofruits. Hey, they're cool, looking good as well. We will see how the nut clip fares. One of the more large-scale time loss potentials here in the run, but Yoyofruits going straight at it without fear. Hey, they're lining up very quickly as well. Yoyofruits getting the out-of-bounds movement. And hey, they're cool right behind. Not taking any fierce bonks on the wall, which is good to see. Oh, Yoyofruits is clipped back and bounce here. That is unfortunate. Not what you want to see, as he is now a moon behind. I suppose the backup is probably getting the story moon. Let's see what Yo-Yo opts to go for here. Hey there does reclaim his lead. Yo, unable to hang on to it out of Sand Kingdom. Excuse me, Lake Kingdom. I always forget Lake exists. Like, unless you're in Lake Kingdom, it's like, does that kingdom even exist? It's so short. I do believe Hey There is a wizard. That is my explanation anyways. You see Hey There gaining quite a bit of time here as well. Oh, but unfortunately unable to grab that FRS. Gonna have to go for a backup FRS, which is not a huge deal. Again, gonna be saving quite a bit of time over Yoyofruits here regardless, due to the fact that he did get the out of bounds movement and doesn't have to collect this moon. The story moon obviously triggering quite a long cutscene. Yoyofruits having to watch that now, is finally out of it, but at a pretty steep cost. One of the larger time losses in the non-clip route. That awkward moment, we do not have a DSTA command. Essentially, they set their clocks to right before daylight savings time is about to happen, so that when they plant the nut, or excuse me, the seed in Sand Kingdom, there's basically, I think it's like a 20-minute or 30-minute timer. I think it's 20 minutes. I'm not really quite sure on the exact timing, but usually takes about 20-30 minutes to grow, but they set the clock in a way where it triggers daylight savings time, so that the seed instantly grows. And obviously, you know, that's pretty big time save. Minutes emote. Wow, okay. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, every year until daylight savings time is finally destroyed. And then we'll just use a date that's in the past. I don't know, I feel like the EU's been saying they're gonna destroy DST for a while. I'm down for getting rid of daylight savings time. I'm not a big fan. Whoa, small ants. I know that guy. Alright, so hey there, cool. In the Bowser fight here. Not going for any hint art action. Not too surprising. Oh, okay. Going for the hint art action. I totally just made myself look like an idiot. Alright. So hey there, cool. Of course going for that hint art. You know, saves heaps of time, like a second or something. No surprise there. Hey, they're cool. Just too optimal. Too good. Also, the webcam is back on. This is massive. Hey, they're cool. Not scared of the mental effects any longer. Perhaps just had to, you know, vent some frustration off camera. Some pretty solid cloud fights there for both players. Yeah, so if you're near the clouds when they expand, they can kind of push you off. There's a strat called Cloud Boost, where you try to use that to your advantage. You basically like are on the edge of the cloud as you activate the cloud, and then it pushes you forward and you gain a lot of speed. But it's not super consistent. It's also quite dangerous. Like in past races, heytherecool's had a... Well, he's gone for it once, and Yoyofruits has gotten it 2 out of 3 tries, not... Oh, yeah, actually I do know how many times he attempted it. I almost just undersold our stats team there a little bit. Never undersell the stats team. That's illegal. Hey, they're having a pretty clean Lost. Something you like to see. There's quite a few pitfalls in Lost that you don't want to see racers fall to. We did see Flavia in last race have some issues near the end, and Yoyofruits opting to go back for the Torpedo here. Definitely not the play. Definitely should have just gone for the Jail Moon at that point, but opts to go back for another Torpedo. Gonna lose some time. That is okay. As I was saying though, obviously this Poison Jam quite a bit of a obstacle, and Klepto, of course, very capable of nabbing you a pretty solid time loss. Depends on, of course, where you get Kleptoed, but if Klepto does grab your hat, it sends you back to the start of the level, and you don't have your hat. You gotta go collect your hat. It's a whole nightmare. Definitely would have seen some very poggers facial expressions from heytherecool if we did see one, but thankfully we did not. Both players heading into Night Metro here, also known as Dark Metro. Dark Mode Metro. Is indeed a race. Welcome an enemy. Everybody else that is just now joining us, we are just starting the playoffs today in the SMO 90% Open for this year. Kind of awkward that's called the 2021 Open now that it's 2022, but we're just gonna ignore that fact. Definitely is not taking a month or two longer than expected. Yeah, not 2 months. I'm not gonna undersell myself too much. It's definitely not taking 2 months long. Either way, we've got 2 16-player single elimination brackets here. Players qualifying in through some group stage play. Of course, the top 8 that qualify from this particular bracket, the Division A bracket, are going to move on to the league if they so desire. It's quite interesting. Looking forward to the league. We're going to have a lot of hard-hitting matches, a lot of close games. And they'll all be extremely high level, so that's always a plus. heytherecool knocks out the 2-cycle. Yoyofruits working on it. Now, I don't watch too many big streamers. been in small end stream a couple times, but do not frequent. This is the knockout rounds, yes. Every match from now on will be single elimination, and the loser will be eliminated from the tournament. All matches are best of 1 until the finals, which will be a best of 3. So yeah, we've got 14 matches still to be played this weekend and on into the beginning of the week. Should have matches every day, about 4 matches a day until Tuesday. Hey, they're holding that controller sideways. Going for drive by Yoyofruits. Throwing in a couple more splices. Keep the production booth on their toes. I'm sure the wonderful production team will be right on that as soon as they can remedy the situation. Thank you, production team. Hey, they're cool grabbing this moon here in Girder. Not having too much of troubles. That is quite difficult movement. Players make it look super easy. Rolling down those tight corridors without bonking and getting nice angle changes and the dive over the boxes. It's not easy. Go and try that yourself. You're not a speedrunner. You're gonna have some struggles. Yoyofruits looking like he's in snapshot mode. I assure you that he is not. Just waiting for those frames to come back. And Yoyofruits teleporting into the future. Once again, very impressive stuff. How does he do it? Getting word from the production team, we're going to have to sync up the streams here a little bit as Yoyofruits is now quite a bit behind. Please do bear with us through the technical difficulties. We've got Hey There Cool well into the bullet building room here as I keep looking at the alt names and I'm like, can't say those. Can't say those. Those are not correct. Yoyofruits just now entering the gambling room, as they call it. Slots room. You can take a look at the schedule if you'd like. Monday and Tuesday aren't on the schedule quite yet. Rest assured there will be quite a few matches on those days, but just don't have them set in stone yet, as those are going to be like the pre-record days. So today and tomorrow's matches will all be live. We have 8 matches today and tomorrow and 8 matches on Monday and Tuesday. We'll see, Benny. It depends on who appears to commentate. Are a team of mostly volunteers, so it all depends on who shows up on any given day. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes you're just stuck with me, and that's just how it is. But if you are interested in providing commentary, maybe you know something about the game, maybe you've got a history in broadcasting or any sort of podcasting, check out our forum, !volunteer. Always appreciate people helping out. You always need help in the stats department as well as the production booth. But at the very least, we do appreciate people just being there in the chat, supporting the stream. It does help us quite a lot. Until Tuesday, not Thursday. Thank you, Hara. Appreciate you. It's reassuring to hear, especially since I'm on 2 hours of sleep currently. But that's okay. Hopefully these playoff matches are going to keep me on a good sleep schedule. I've been on the absolute speedrun degen sleep schedule lately. What running 4-hour categories does to your brain. Hey there, cool here, entering the happiest place on Earth, Shiveria, with the nicest inhabitants in the entire game. Shiverians are probably my favorite, I guess you could call them race characters. Yeah, they're not split up perfectly even. It all depends on player availability when people can play and all that stuff. Yeah, I think any of those words are fine. Words are hard. Finding the right words is definitely a challenge. Blowy Joey Room, also a pretty big challenge, but one Hey There Cool is apparently up for. It can look pretty easy, not super happy, it looks like, with his movements, but getting some nice cycles with the wind there, pushing him forward, doing alright. Fine, he's not in the perfect positioning to enable that spiny manip for the camera. Saves a little bit of time there exiting the room, but not a huge deal, not something you want to worry about. Nice to see the out of bounds movement with the moon clip. Enter the room at the very least. Nice little time save there. See if Yoyofruits can clap back with his own moon clip. I don't know about that. Yeah. Looks like the foot was flipping out of bounds, but not a good angle or something like that. Not an expert at the moon clips. Hey there, thankfully opting not to go for ICC this time around was something that Hey there attempted on a dare, I do believe, or I don't want to call it a bet, but I think it was his opponent. I think it was when he was playing Curry. That was an interesting throw attempt. I think Hey there still managed to win that match, but going for ICC in a race is just... It's almost just like race suicide. I mean, you're basically just banging your head into a wall asking to fall into an endless pit. Yo-Yo thankfully avoiding that terrible strat as well, but Hey There Cool and Yo-Yo not going to be able to avoid the Snow Dram, which is coming up right now for Hey There Cool. One that I have in the past seen Hey There Cool struggle with, but not for quite some time now. Hey There Cool looking calm and collected here. No problem. Love to see it. Definitely one of those jumps, though, that can make or break a speedrun. Once you start missing it a couple times, it can be pretty difficult to get your head together. Hey There Cool keeping it under control. See if Yoyofruits can do the same. But a pretty sizable difference now in terms of the split times. We saw leaving Metro that it's about a minute difference between the racers, almost exactly a minute. We'll see how the lead has shifted here in Snow Kingdom. I would assume that Hey There Cool is pulled ahead by a couple of seconds, but we'll see if that trend is continuing or not. Yeah, Hey There, or excuse me, Yo-Yo having some trouble with Snow Jam. Gonna be trying to... You land on the wall and select the warp menu at the right time. You can actually warp off the wall and save a little bit of time on the recovery, but unable to do it. Not going for a setup here. See if the second attempt is good, and it is. But tries to ball out there on the Snow Jam, unfortunately unable to save time with that setup. That will definitely make Hey There Cool saving a little bit of time here in the Snow Kingdom. And already pretty well into Seaside. Finishing up the Gushin room. And yeah, looks like about a 19-second increase in the lead for Hey There Cool exiting out of Snow Kingdom. Pretty hard to make up this large of a deficit. Hey There Cool not opting to go for the fish dip route in Seaside. Interesting to see more players picking that up over time. I feel like not that many people are picking it up over time though. Like, well, I'll have to see. I mean, we haven't seen quite so many players playing recently, but I feel like it's the same sort of suspect going for that fish dip. Really cool, of course, nailing the fish clip. Not surprising. Pretty much the first clip or glitch of any kind that any runner will add into their run. Quite rare to see players fail that. Lots of love for Mr. Puffs. I've said this before while commentating Hey There quite a few times. I think that Cocoa Puffs have overtaken Reese's Puffs in my mind. I think Reese's Puffs have fell off. Something about the formula just isn't right anymore. Putting something in the Reese's Puffs nowadays. Back in my day, Reese's Puffs were superior, but I don't know. I think Cocoa Puffs are better now. That is true. I'm not sure that there's any rap commercials for Cocoa Puffs. I will concede on that front. Okay, they're opting to go for the safe and consistent Spirit route. Haven't seen either player go for Spiritless in Luncheon so far, so not surprising to not see it here from Hey There. I wouldn't expect Yoyofruits to go for it, but maybe it's something that he's practiced quite a bit. Could be a potential ace up the sleeve to bust out here. Kind of a YOLO move, but when you're going up against a player like Hey There Cool, you're down a minute. I can respect the Spiritless attempt. I mean, I can respect any Spiritless attempt, let's be real, but... They're taking a bit of a booty burn out of that sub area. Most poorly hidden moons in the entire game. I wasn't aware before that there was such a culture behind Reese's Puffs cereal, but I guess I'll have to look into it. I'm just kind of ignorant. A little bit of time, or in a little bit of a lull here in Luncheon Kingdom to call out, shout out the Urban Arts Partnership, the sponsor of these SMO events. Doing a lot of good work in communities around the United States, sending kids to school, particularly for the arts and game development. Do a lot of good work for the speedrunning community as well, so do check them out if you haven't already. We'll be running a fundraiser for them during the finals for the event. Hey, they're cool. Not happy missing that Podobo cycle. One thing you gotta do as a speedrunner is continually just kind of reset your mental game. If you're on a roll, I mean, obviously you just keep rolling with that positive mental attitude, but if you're, you know, taking hits left and right, you just kind of have to reset. You can't be like dwelling on the last mistake, because speedrunning takes a lot of focus. You got to be knowing what you're going to do next, exactly what, you know, stick angles you're going to be holding and when you're going to be pressing buttons. And if you're dwelling on a mistake in the past, you're not going to be prepared for the present. So good to see Hey there kind of rolling with the punches, you know, getting a little bit disappointed here or there, but being able to keep his mentality in check is very powerful. Hey there with the fast cheese slicing action and the down throw into the lever. That was quite interesting. Oof, and Yo-Yo not having a good time here. Be capturing, oh, twice capturing the Podobo before grabbing the moon. That is where it's trying to save time can lose you time. Tricks do be tricky. You know, normally I talk about how disgusting all the luncheon food looks, but I am hungry right now, and I could even eat that nasty looking plastic corn. Like, I'm down. Pass me the toy food. Okay, they're going to be wrapping up Luncheon here. We'll see how the lead has shifted. It's been in all Hey There's direction for the past like 7 or 8 kingdoms now. Ever since we got into Wooded Kingdom, it's just been a downhill slide for Yoyofruits, unable to keep things on his side of the table. I keep trying to type commands in chat, and then I remember that I'm not logged into my Twitch account. Been having massive networking issues. I went through, like, I literally just reinstalled Windows straight up. I got so mad yesterday, and I'm just not fully logged into everything quite yet. Actually, I had to postpone matches yesterday because I couldn't even log into the GSA Twitch account. It was a disaster. But we're here now. It's okay. The stream's a little bit delayed, but we are in the Ruined Kingdom, which, hey, there is #1 proponent of being not an auto-scroller, so we will see just how fast Ruined Kingdom can be completed here, perhaps. Does remember to save Captain Toad, so that's very, very poggers. So a good time to remind everybody to support the racers in this tournament. And all the tournaments here on GSA, we always have the exclamation point racers command filled out with the players' Twitch URLs. If you want to go support them outside of the events, you can always make that happen. I'm sure that the players would appreciate that. Also, always follow the commentators by typing exclamation point comms in the chat. Pretty solid rune there from Hey There, as Yoyofruits is just pulling into town. Only lost about 4 seconds in that Luncheon. Actually a little bit less than 4 seconds, so keeping a little bit tighter here in the later kingdoms, but quite a bit of room to cover. Okay, they're gonna have to make some serious spills into the late game, which, I mean, it's Bowser's Kingdom. It is definitely possible. I don't think it was anything too major. I mean, it took at least one burn, maybe a couple, and messed up the Podobo cycle. Definitely a couple of notable happenings. Perhaps I missed something. Oh man, that movement's terrifying. Hey there, please. Pretty sure he does that every time, but it doesn't make it any less terrifying. We're absolutely gliding through the beginning of Bowser's here. Not looking to give up any time. Hey there is known for the clean and crispy movement. Not too big of a surprise there, as Yoyofruits does wrap up Ruined Kingdom, but as stated before, at a bit of a deficit and losing 5 seconds in that Ruined. That's kind of big. Yes, hey, there's a minute 45 ahead right now, as of the Ruined Kingdom splits. I didn't even look at the shards, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad Matsu could pop off for me. Hey there has done a couple of resets of SMO, I can't tell you that much. Patented hey there cool smile. I will say that in the pre-game setup section of the stream, when I was pulling up the screens, Hey there cool literally came back to his desk and gave like a maniacal like giant grin at the camera for like I don't know. A solid 5 seconds. It was a little bit unsettling. A bit concerned. Oh my goodness. Missing a bomb there on Harriet. Yoyofruits starting off the shards here, but having some trouble collecting the first one. Trying to get dive back movement here. Not the end of the world, but we do not have time to lose. Judging by the chat's reaction, the possible time save on the shards is completely negated. There's just pretty much no room to breathe to start with. Hey, there's BPT right now is a 59.41, so a little bit under 20 seconds off the PB right now, possible. Comparing to PB though, it's about 24 seconds behind PB. We are heading up here to the mech fight, which every caster's favorite thing to hype up is a mech death or a mech fall. And I kind of need one here for Hey There Cool if we're going to see Yoyofruits come back in this one and survive in the rest of the tournament. We'll see what happens going for the birdless climb as per usual here. Rango has been taken out. Hopper has been acquired. We will see how the rest of things pan out, but looking like a pretty clean mech so far. Tard acquired pretty much the only barrier left to take out. Good on the target. So, Hey There Cool. Not going to be giving a chance to Yoyofruits anywhere here in this race. Ever since Wooded Kingdom, it looks like we have cleaned up the gameplay quite a bit, and just no room to breathe for Yoyofruits, unfortunately. Yoyofruits pulling up to the mech fight himself. Definitely wants a clean mech fight regardless of whether he's going for the win or not. Definitely wants to show the stuff here, so we'll see if Yoyofruits can keep it together. I know I'm a believer. Not a trace of doubt in my mind. Pretty clean mech there from Yoyofruits. So at least not falling terribly behind here. Love to see that. Hey, they're just a Moon Kingdom away from cleaning up this match and moving on to the round of 8 and securing a spot in the SMO any % league, so that's kind of a big deal. Not sure, did he opt to actually opt into that? That's something worth looking at. Looks like Hey There did opt in, so Hey There in the league. Let's go. I'm down. Have my attention. Yeah, I mean, IDK, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of pointless to make like statements like that, you know, like it's like if a runner, they like post splits and it's like plus 40 on their PB and they're like, if I had just played perfectly, I would have PB'd. That's like, well, yeah. Totally. You know, just play the BTT and then I get world record, Kappa. But yeah, hey, they're definitely playing close to his PB. I will say that. I will admit that. Sub hour very much on the table here. Which, for a race, especially in a tournament setting, very impressive. Love to see that. We are just an escape sequence away from closing this one out here. Hey there, cool. Barring some sort of 2DSS show match with himself, probably going to be walking away with the victory. Even a death near the end of Pillars wouldn't be quite enough to turn this one around, but we will see. Anime getting a little bit antsy with the cat jams. I don't know about that. You gotta hold your jams for a couple more seconds here. Not going to be giving chat their wildest desires. Going to be just going straight for the standard 2D section. Definitely the right call. Amazing XD skip. How does he do it? And it's almost time to grab the cat jams and throw them in the chat. So if you get those ready, any sort of jam emotes are okay as long as it's not that weird Piped emote. I'm not really sure what's up with that one. Some sort of weird green dude. But it is cat jam time as Hey There Cool is about to close things out here. Just needs to get some decent pillars. Playing a little bit risky on the edge there. You know, gotta play it risky sometimes. Can't be too safe. Looks like we will be nabbing that sub hour here. No invisible wall to doom Hey There Cool on the ending. Maybe grabbing it 59, a high 59, 50, or excuse me, 40. Very good stuff from Hey There Cool. 59-40 in a race. Very poggers, very epic. The some GGs in the chat for our gamer Hey There. As we switch over to join our friend Yoyofruits on the final approach. Thank everybody for being here for this Division A playoff opener match. We'll have some more gaming coming up. It's going to be a Division B match between SuperWiki and just Salmon, so do not go anywhere. Plenty of SMO gaming to come. We do have one more round of cat jams, which is very, very important, so definitely don't miss out there. Can't be too disappointed if you're a Yoyofruits fan or Yoyofruits himself either. Definitely could have, you know, probably played a little bit closer to his PB. Definitely probably wanted to do so, but even if Yoyofruits were to PB'd by almost a full minute, you know, 40 seconds or so, still wouldn't have been enough here to beat heytherecool in this situation. Would have literally had to get first sub hour ever for him by a good margin. Definitely falling to a worthy opponent here, but a good fight and a good tournament life for Yoyofruits. Much appreciate him joining up. Finishing things off the 101.55 or so. A little bit of stream delay, so within a second. We're pretty close here at GSA on the spot timings. We always, of course, have our stats team in the background to retime as needed. I think Matt has been retiming pretty much every race, which is pretty crazy. Dude has dedication. If players want to jump in for a quick interview here, we do have to swap over quite quickly to the next match, so don't have too much time to chat with the players, but I just want to give them a opportunity to speak their mind if they so choose. Yoyofruits is going to opt out today. Hey There wanted to jump in, so we'll get Hey There's voice in your ears for a few moments here before we head over to the next matchup, so don't go anywhere. Yo, what is up? Hey there, how you doing? So moving on here to the round of 8 and qualifying for the league. Are you excited for the league at all, or are you just happy you're moving on?
Oh, this would keep me motivated, like being in the league and everything.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, any percent is a pretty fun category in my opinion. I know you do a lot of longer categories as well. Pretty highly ranked up there, I might add, but good to hear you're looking forward to the any percent. I know some players aren't super stoked on it, but
yeah.
So who's some players you're going to be going up against? It's going to either be BP or Stravos. Dang, those are both pretty good opponents. I suppose obviously Stravos is probably the more worrisome one though, eh?
Yeah. They both have some power though, so scary either way.
Yeah, I mean I was watching BB play a couple days ago, and I was pretty impressed with his consistency, his movement. Definitely knows his way around the Mario man.
Yeah.
But yeah, unless you have any exciting things to add, we do have to move on real quick to the next matchup as we are behind, as you know.
Alright, yeah, I don't want to like keep it up anymore because, yeah.
Pog, well, I do appreciate you participating, and congrats on moving on to the next round and qualifying for the league. We will see you next weekend. But everybody else, don't go anywhere. We will be right back with the next matchup, which will be just Salmon versus Super Wookie. Just a few minutes, so stick around.